And welcome back to part 11 of Uncharted 2. This time, we're going to continue working our way to Schaefer in some vain attempt to save his life, get what we need back, and stop Lazarevich. And we're actually starting to near the end of the game. Everything's edited through, it's edited down to 14 parts, and this is part 11, so we're getting there. But this gunfight's a bit of a bastard that we're approaching.
Stay alert.
Where's Schaefer?
Sorry, I'm acting up again, as always. It's like the most ongoing plague of this whole thing is my throat, and I don't know why. It's the moment I go to record, my throat decides now is going to start acting up. Now, I'm extremely cautious in this gunfight because of how many attempts it took me in my first run through here. You know, the one you didn't see. So you're going to see me stick back here and try and pick people off for quite some time because I'm extremely cautious. This area's not too bad in the grand scheme of it once you know what to do. It's just that your first time coming to this on Crushing or Brutal, it will destroy you. There's a lot of dudes, and none of them really care about Elena. They'll only ever fucking shoot you. And I'm also wary that on this left side here, there's a few explosive dickheads as well. So be wary of those as you start to come out. Which, as you can see, I go straight back to my position the moment there's any kind of threat. Like, no care in the slightest. And I'm also going to be using the corner trick a lot. And then I get exploded, shot out of a rocket launcher anyway. So I was having to play the cautious game just on the other side. And now I'm trying to be a bit ballsier because I'm very wary of the dude with the rocket launcher. As can't hear, throws a grenade. I don't think that would have hurt me, but I'm better to be cautious. Because usually the grenade symbol will fade out if it's not going to hurt you, but it's close. But I wasn't too sure, so I didn't risk it. At this point, I'm wary of my bullets. So I'm going to watch what Elena does, and then only get the ones that are a bit closer and easier to get. And that cunt's got a shotgun and he's moving his way towards me, so he needs to go. So that's the thing, sometimes you'll see that they're shooting at Elena, yet the path they're taking is putting them closer to you. Their only priority is ever you. They just might shoot at your teammates to make you think they're not aiming at you. But as soon as they get a reason to, they'll just turn and shoot you, and that's exactly what he would have done. But that grenade's a lot more wary, so I moved much further away from it. Because that was right against the sides, I was very unsure if that would get me or not. Like, sometimes you can be pretty sure you're safe, but some grenade throws you just can't take that risk. You know, I'm being very overzealous with my gunplay in this part, I'm noticing. There's a lot of shots I shouldn't be making that I am, and a lot of shots I should try for that I'm not. As my eye starts playing up again. That's been a really consistent thing as of late. My left eye just goes up like a fireworks at random points in the day. I'm tempted to go to the doctor to get it checked out, but I want to at least get this done. So I decided to do a bit of this and hope it wouldn't play up, but now it's starting to play up a little bit. Oh, that's alright, I'll just watch the rest of this with one eye. Because it's all post, so I have to watch, so I'm watching it back. There we go, pick up the Deagle. And we're still a little bit away from it, but we're starting to approach the section where there's the minigun heavies. The guys that we had to run away from earlier in the game. But now you've actually got to fight them. And that's where the Deagle really starts to come into its own, because it's a one-shot kill to the head from this gun. Nothing else, not even the rocket launchers, will kill them in direct contact. The Deagle, one-shot kill to the head. It's such a beautiful weapon against those guys. So keep it, and try and keep at least 2 bullets, because there's 2 of them. And of course I just throw it away, because this is past me versus present me. You know, you could like pull the other one, Elena. You know, lift it up quicker. Alright, fine, don't. Flippin' heck, seriously, that was just... The other one was in camera shot. What's going on, Naughty Dog? Why do that? Oh, and now we got to help her with this as well.
when you get up there, kick it down.
Oh no.
I didn't mean literally.
Oh. Hang on, back.
If you said kick the rest of it down, not to kick the whole thing down. How many times has a giant crate been dropped down for us to climb up in this game?
Good thinking.
Like, seriously.
Here we go.
That's the only real criticism I'll give the Naughty Dog games. I love every Naughty Dog game they release. I don't think they've ever actually released a bad game.
Cute.
But they need, like, starting with Uncharted, they've adopted this habit of, let's just have a companion so we can do random scripted not load screens to kill time. Like climbing random shit, or getting your partner to open a door for you, or just generic shit that requires you to hold one button, then wait. And they've really, like, adopted that, and it's never most prevalent than in Last of Us. If I ever get round to that, you'll see what I mean. That game has so many of those fucking moments. And it's still right, because it's just a glorified load screen. It's better than an actual load screen, but it's still kind of annoying. Because it's just that they're just there, and you do it so fucking often. And the only game Naughty Dog, since the Uncharted introduced it, Naughty Dog's really tried to avoid that, was with Uncharted 4. Yeah, it still happened, a lot, but you could feel that they were trying to think of other things than just doing that every time. They were aware of how monotonous and repetitive it was starting to become. So they did start to mix it up. Oh yeah, that's me complimenting Uncharted 4. Don't see it often. I might think it's the second best, but it's got so many fucking problems with it. It's weird. The more I go back to Uncharted 4, every time I go through it, I enjoy it less. I spot more problems with it, and a lot of it is to do with the gameplay in comparison to 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, the gameplay is extremely responsive, on the nail, moves as fast as you. You go into Uncharted 4, and they've gone for realism over entertainment, and it doesn't sit well with me. I didn't mind it in Last of Us because of how Last of Us was. It was a lot more survival heavy, so the more realistic, slow grittiness of the gameplay worked. It doesn't work for Uncharted, especially when it hasn't used it for the first 3 games. And so you go into the 4th one, everything's just that bit slower, but just that bit stiffer, and just that bit more realistic, but in the worst way possible. And it's just, it annoys me. It really fucks me off, and it really kills my enjoyment. And every time I go back to it, it annoys me more and more.
Get down.
But here comes another really difficult fighting section. It's a fighting section that they decided to dedicate a chapter to. This fight's only tough because because they will always try and swarm you. Your cover spot is not good, and they will constantly try and get around it and flank you. But it's weird, I'm enjoying Uncharted 4 less and less, but recently I've been going back to Uncharted 3, and I'm actually enjoying that more recently, which is weird, because I used to think that was the worst in the series. I absolutely despised it, and 3's got so many problems with it in itself, but most of them is to do with the story and how rushed the endgame is. But then, I say that, but now recently I've been going back to it, and I'm actually really enjoying it. 2's still my favourite, but 3's battling its way up there. It used to be on the bottom, but I now view it better than 1, and I haven't played 1 in a while. And 4's slowly lowering down that list because of the fucking gameplay. Like, the story is excellent, the music's excellent. The graphics, well, I don't really give a fuck about the graphics, but they're still pretty good, as I die. That was just me getting trapped, but it's like everything else is brilliant. Just the gameplay, the most important thing of a video game, is just stiffer and slower and just not as elegant and not as, like... I know where it is, I want it to almost be like mouse fast, even though I'm not a PC gamer and don't use mouse speed. But in 1, 2 and 3, it's extremely responsive, and it is almost like a twitch of a mouse. You can change it and make it really responsive. So I ended up training myself and getting really good accuracy with it. You go into Uncharted 4 and it's just not that at all. Like, if they ever do a PC release of Uncharted 4, I might actually be tempted to get it just so I could play it with decent, smooth, fast gameplay responses. And it's weird because, like, if you go to Uncharted 4's online, it's that responsive! So they just deliberately decided for the campaign to make it more stiff and realistic, but leave it good in the multiplayer. So what the fuck? It's like they show that they still know how to do the good gameplay with the multiplayer, yet decided not to. Still. And Uncharted 4 like went back on itself with the frame rate, and I'm not a big dude of frame rate, like I don't really care. I enjoy a game at 30 just as much as I do 60, but if you go from 60 to 30 I do notice that shit, and Uncharted 4 is the only Uncharted game you can't get at 60 frames unless you have the PS4 Pro. And it kind of bothers me because I wish Naughty Dog, even if it meant having to tone down the graphics a little bit, had prioritised the frame rate a little bit, because you go to Uncharted 1, 2 and 3 on the PS4 here and they're a smooth 60. Like they almost never dip, and it's just really strong 60. It's really nice. And you go to Uncharted 4, the single player is locked at 30, and the multiplayer scrapes 60, but lags to shit out sometimes. And it's just, I wish they'd prioritised the frame rate, just because it's such a noticeable drop going from it. And they try and use this weird smooth thing that, like, originally when I first got to it, I didn't mind it, because they do like this weird camera effect, where they make it smoother, so it makes it feel like it's smoother, even though it's still 30. And it's just, once you play 60, you still notice the damn difference. But I'm going to stop complaining now, because that's Uncharted 4. That's the beast we'll get to when we get to it. Just that might be a bit of a fun run when we get to it. It's going to be most of the games me going to be going, oh for fuck's sake, after this, that. But yeah, I'll shut up. I'll stop complaining, because I'm sure I'll wind someone up that I don't really enjoy Uncharted 4 that much anymore. But yeah, this gunfight that I've neglected to talk about, you can get flanked a lot, but there's a shit ton of good weaponry. So, I always hug around the edge, as you notice. Like, if I go into the middle, I only do it with confidence. Don't take the RPG, it's not enough bullets to justify. As I cautiously enter and try my hardest not to die. That was me resetting the recording just so I could say that all that section was saved. Because after last part, well, I think it was last part. No, it was the part before where it was on the convoy, and I lost a little bit at the start. I became very cautious with checking the recording, making sure it all saved. Yeah, we're approaching the end of this section now, thankfully. But it's just to hug the edges, and when you work your way upstairs, it might be an idea to go up the stairs and then stop and then go back down them, just because it will spawn all the enemies.
It's okay. We're here.
You were right.
About what?
Everything you touch does turn to shit.
Alright, come on. We're gonna get you out of here.
No.
What do we do?
Did you find my expedition?
Yes, I found them.
You understand what I had to do?
Yes.
If they had found the stone, it would have changed the course of history.
Easy, easy.
He took the dagger.
I know.
He's gone to the tower. You have to stop him.
Try not to move.
This monastery hides the secret path to Shambhala. You must get the dagger back, find the secret path, and destroy the stone before he gets his hands on it. Drake, you have to believe.
Schaefer.
Oh, Nate. We can't just leave him.
What choice do we have? You heard him.
Do you think all this really could be true?
I don't know. But he believed it. That's enough for me. Okay.
I think we should split up.
What?
No, listen. I'll go scope out the secret entrance thing, and you go to the tower and figure out how to get that dagger back.
Yeah, all right. Just keep your head down and stay in radio contact.
Yeah, okay.
Good luck.
Well, we have our objective. Schaefer may be dead, but we still got to stop the Tsarevich. We need to get the damn dagger back. Maybe get to Shambhala. And we'll have a field day. You know, on my blind playthrough of this many moons ago, I actually missed that rope when I jumped for it. There is a treasure here, by the way. If you keep swinging the direction you grab it from, all the way to the edge, there's a treasure sitting on the ledge, but I've already got it, so you can't see it, unfortunately. That's the tower we got to get to. We got to get our damn dagger back, and I'll let you take a wild guess who Lazarevich decided to trust the damn thing to. As we've got another gunfight. This one's not too bad because we've got good cover. And we have the advantage because they don't know we're here yet. And, well, they don't know you're here when you start, obviously. And most of them come out from that same spot, so if you've got a few grenades, feel free. Or just get them to drop them, you know. And I've been like looking into the future of Uncharted, shall we say, like with Lost Legacy coming out at some point. And yeah, I'll get it and I'll play it, but I'm not sure what to think of it. If it's going to work off Uncharted 4's gameplay, I'm not sure how much I'm going to enjoy it. It might end up becoming a one and done sort of thing. But I'm at least remaining hopeful with it. I'll still pick it up. I don't know whether it'll be at launch, but I'll definitely pick it up and play it. And to be honest, I just wanted to get it just because I really like Chloe's character. Even though she winds me up sometimes, and she can be a bit stubborn, she was a stubborn but kind of cool character. So I'm kind of happy to get a bit more action from her. Not in that way. And it's also just because this game sort of, in a weird way, is the rival to like the classic Tomb Raider, like especially the Legend trilogy in particular, as I try and work out where I'm supposed to go. Or at least that's how it always felt to me. And so having the idea of now playing as the badass girl that's been around in the series from the second game onwards, it kind of finally feels like it's that last tick on the box for rivaling the classic Tomb Raider. Play as a badass female. All she needs is to be British and then we'll be set.
The hell are they shooting at?
Oh, and these are when the rest of the Yeti guys are going to come in. And is that Yuri Lowenfall's voice I just heard shout fire? I'm pretty sure it fucking was. Son of a bitch. Fucking Yosuke is just turning up in everything nowadays. I could have sworn that was Yuri Lowenfall. But I'm going to wait and see. Did they just kill the Yetis? I think they did. And now I'm going to try and find a nice way down. Somehow that guy hasn't spotted me. Oh, he has now. This is not a good spot. I should not have shot from here. Yeah, we go. And yeah, by the way, this is where the checkpoint puts you. You can see I've circled round because I was like, what the fuck? When I respawned, because I didn't go here anyway. But if you die, this is where you respawn. Oh, I need to clear my throat again, sorry. Because I had a glass of water before I started recording as well, just in case this happened. It hasn't made a damn difference. I need to keep those two shots. I think that's what you're going to, hopefully is what you're going to see here. I'm not going to fire another bullet, hopefully. Yeah, I swapped to the grenade launcher, because I know the section I was on about at the start of the part is coming up. And I know how much of a beautiful weapon the Deagle is against them. I wish I had more bullets, to be honest. Just because there are a few other dickheads roaming around. It's just you need the 2 bullets for the heavies. But I say that, but I already know in advance. I only use a Deagle on one of them. I use rockets on the other one just to show how much of a difference it makes between the Deagle's 1 bullet to the head and several rockets. Subtitles were a bit behind then. We'll be back in this section after a little later, so if you want to, get a feel for your surroundings, but we'll be back. Oh look, another door. See, this time Elena's not actually here, so it makes sense that we've got to pull it up on our own. Fucking lazy. Oh. That's a bit of a... The way he runs through right on the edge like that, I'm not too keen on that. If you didn't want to drop down, I know that you have to, and there's no harm in the drop. But what if it was? This is the section now, and you're going to see me cut out, because I had a really long-winded attempt of working around it, picking them all off, and I died to like the very last dude, and I just decided to save you all the trouble and cut it all out, just so then I can show you the whole method of how it's supposed to be done. Well, not to say how it's supposed to be done, but the way I've always done it. Over here is a good vantage point. And right below us, from this point, is a rocket launcher, so you can use that to your advantage. Look, there's a heavy, 1 shot, dead. No arguments. And I waste the other shot on him, because he has a rocket launcher. I think he was the dude who killed me actually, but look. 1 rocket. 2 rockets. 3 rockets. Yeah. 1 deagle. 3 fucking rockets. Go for the deagle. If you're going to go for this game on crushing or brutal, make sure you have a deagle as you approach this section. Just because it saves rocket launcher rounds I could have saved for mopping up these dickheads. And that guy with the shotgun I think is the dude who got me, because he moves around a lot and he will just start getting a good point on you. He nearly got me there. Oh. And they've all got fucking shotguns over there. It's like a fucking dick competition at this point. Come on, where's your mate? Oh, he's throwing a fucking grenade. Say that. And here's the funny thing. I don't know if this is this recording or a different one, but you're gonna see me linger around like a lost soul for a little while if it's this recording, because I forgot where you're supposed to fucking go. This is what happens when you don't do a practice run. I forgot where I was supposed to go. At this point, I kind of realised there's a dude who's opened a window once everyone else is dead. There, that window. You got to get in there. So you need to actually go up and around the side. Well, first of all, that thing did that thing just like phase through the fucking ceiling. I think I've got back to try it again. You can't just climb up this. You got to actually go around and work your way up. My throat. Seriously, I hate my throat sometimes. It's never like this until I'm recording. Like, most people have Let's Play curses of just playing absolute shit, but this has been my prominent one. My throat just not like it. One of these days I'm going to get a fancy office and we'll make it that the air's, like, make sure that the air's extra special, and just like make sure I have a really clear throat for all of this. And this is me really working out that, oh fuck, I've actually got to go up the ladder on the other side of the arena, go up, around. I can't just, there's no ease, that you can't just easily go to it. They expect you to stay upstairs, I'm pretty sure of it. They don't expect you to jump down here. So now I've got to go back up to the ladder, work my way back up, jump around the side here, pick up some more bullets that I could have done with. You know, I was half tempted to edit out all my tomfoolery of me not realising what I was supposed to do, but I just decided to keep it in the end. Not really sure why, I just decided it wasn't worth editing out. Right, this is a section. I let the dialogue play out, but this is where I'm going to wrap up the part, but this section coming up is where it starts to get a bit more tricky. So, next time on Uncharted, we're going to start working more towards Lazarevich and trying to take back our damn dagger and maybe go to Shambhala. But until then, you take care now.